Hello beautiful people, I hope we're all well. I have a little different setup today. It's a little bit, I mean it's wobbly, it might wobble a little bit. It's not the most stable, but I'll try not to move too much. I'm trying to work on the settings for my videos. The way I had it sitting on the windowsill just was extremely unflattering, to be honest. This is a little bit better, it's more elevated, but I'm going to get a more professional setup at some point. But really right now I just really am focusing on sharing the energy and tapping into the energy. So I have another little reading for you guys, and this is a really nice reading. I've pulled all the cards. I might pull more as we go. But this one I've just pulled everything and meditated on the energy. So before I pulled my cards, I had a little, I just had my eyes closed, and it was lovely and silent, because usually my mind is like chatter and there's loads of stuff going on, but it was just nice and silent. And when it's like that, whatever comes through next I know is relevant to the energy. So the first thing I heard was the song, it's Mary Poppins, A Few of My Favourite Things I think it's called, and it's raindrops and roses and whiskers on kittens, all of that. And it was like, when the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favourite things and then I don't feel so bad. And I kept hearing that on repeat over and over and over again, and then my mind jumped to like a boat in this kind of cave system, and there was a person with like a head torch on, and it was like, even though it's murky and dark around, there's this torch, there's this light, and I took from that as like looking out for the positives, because that's quite aligned with I simply remember my favourite things and then I don't feel so bad, and it's like all this mindset stuff, and it's a very resilient energy. And then I wrote, and I got this, the mind being a temple, and I seen like the inside of someone's skull, and it was like inside, it was going from that kind of dark murky energy with the light, and then it was like jumped inside of someone's mind, and it was just like this beautiful garden, abundance all around, like the inside of the skull. Like, it's hard to explain. There was loads of flowers, it was bright, it was beautiful, and I kept hearing Garden of Eden, a place to explore. Inside the mind there's flowers, abundance, Garden of Eden, right? And that's a state within. And after that I felt a really beautiful energy. I just felt really energized, and I opened my eyes, I was like, oh, I feel so energized, I feel so nice. And I looked over to my right, and then there's the book The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk, which is essentially a book about the mind and body and trauma, and how the mind, I'll just read it, the mind, the brain and body and the transformation of trauma. And I haven't read all that book, but it's really interesting, and you might be called to read that. So that was really fascinating too. So I started pulling the cards, and the message became very clear. So the first two cards that came out, we had the lizard and the pitcher plant, which is stagnation. Okay. So the pitcher plant is a trap. The pitcher plant can eat and digest animals and prey. It's a beautiful looking plant. And lizards are very resilient, actually. If their tail gets chopped off or whatever it is, they can like move forward. They can be resilient through that big change, but they will be changed forever. It's like I don't think it grows back, but they're very resilient. And what came after I found interesting, which was mirrored, was another kind of lizard, the salamander and black pepper, inspiration. So what I was getting from this is like, this is the past energy, or like the recent recent past slash like you're in the present of it, but it's kind of leaving. It's like there was energy of being stuck and your environment not being the most beneficial for your success. And I wrote the environment doesn't fit your big vision. It's a trap. You may have been in this environment and not noticed it before, and then things have come to light recently and you've realized, right, this isn't suitable for me. And I'll explain more of the cards later and you'll see what I mean. So with these two lizards, they're kind of facing a different way, and it's like the salamander is associated with fire, which is transformation. There's a change there, right? And he's turning the other way. So there's some sort of new opportunity and new inspiration, a brand new, you've become a kind of new version of yourself, essentially, right? There is a change. And this came out next, the ocean, which is our unconscious. It's the depths, right? And that reminded me of what I was seeing in the little meditation I had before. And it's like having this beautiful energy within and the external environment maybe not matching it, because the water's the subconscious mind, it's the mind. I seen that as the mind, and it's like this beautiful vast ocean, but the ocean is it represents a full spectrum of the human experience. And it's like when I seen this, it was this card, I felt like the ocean represented you, and it's like you have this depth about you and this big idea, this big vision, and the environment you've been in hasn't necessarily been the most useful for that to be cultivated, okay? Because I pulled more cards, right? And I did some tarot cards, and I did past, present, future energies. In your past, you have 9 of Cups and 5 of Wands with the Coyote, deceit. And there may have been conflict surrounding something you've wanted to do, like your inspired action. It's like, I really, really want to do this. You've jumped right in, but there's a lot of competitive energy here, and maybe people around you that haven't actually been the best at, that are maybe muddying your vision, your mission, what you want to do. There's something here that's like not the most trustworthy, and I don't know if it's been obvious or it's just come to light for you, and it's like, hold on a minute, like, because I've pulled this card, the mask. It's like, mask is slipping, mask has slipped, the mask slipped, and it's like, wait a second, like. So I feel 9 of Cups is like a wish come true, but they can be very smug as well. In the Rider-Waite tarot, he's sitting there all smug, and it's like, I'm getting an energy of greed there, and it's like people maybe being self-interested. But it's like you're trying to move away from that environment. You're moving away from maybe those relationships, those sorts of places and people, because the next is 6 of Swords and 6 of Wands. It's like, and this, look, is the boat I was talking about in the last one. Swords is the mind. It's like transitioning from the water, the crazy water, into calmer waters, and 6 of Wands is stepping into the light, and it's like having the courage to like show your truth, show yourself, show what's within, and like step in, even if she feels alone, right? Boundaries. You're now putting boundaries in place. It's like, I'm no longer being involved in that energy before the lizard in the picture plant, like that stagnation. It's like I'm moving now into inspired action, to inspiration, sharing that beautiful garden that's within. I'm getting, again, like with your depth, with your energy, And with the image I got before of like being in the boat and going through this cave and having this big light and this torch, it's like you're shining, and you've definitely gone through a lot of hard, bad stuff, and I think a lot of transformations, and it's like becoming a bit easier for you. But that experience and that energy is very, people are almost like seeing it and going, oh, how can I do that? You make it look easy, you're kind of glowing, and it's like people are trying to like almost, I don't know how to explain, like jump on that energy, take that energy for themselves, trying to figure you out a bit. But there was a deceitful energy here. You might still feel that, but you're putting boundaries in place. There's a softness around it because these flowers are making me feel soft. The porcupine's very spiky. But this one looks very soft. He's very cute. But yeah, the reason I was bringing up that boat thing is like I also got Pirates of the Caribbean in my head, and it's like they're like, if you think of pirates, like they're not the most trustworthy people. And look at this treasure chest as well. I'm thinking of pirates. I'm thinking of, it's like people are kind of out for themselves. I don't know. But you're going to be moving into something new here. It's not something that's going to stick to you and attach to you and hold you down. It's like you're out of that energy now. Because in your near future potential, we have 3 of Cups, which is like-minded people, it's celebration, it's friends and harmony, and then you also got the World, so it's like you're kind of stepping into this new world of yours and surrounding yourself with the right types of people, because you also got new opportunities here. The Hare and the Oak, like, it's stable now, and it's like you can stand in you by doing this action of 6 of Wands and standing and going like, right, this is me, okay, this is me, this is what I want to do. I'm not gonna allow the life I've led before, or the people I've had in my life before, the environment I've had before, or even my mindset before, because it could be about your own self and your own mind. Just take what resonates. It's like stepping into that new version of the self is going to bring forth that alignment with others. The World card is success and harmony. There's a snake here, I see, it's just shedding. So you also got release the petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding all and change. Okay? To get to the softness, you have to go through the harshness. I'm hearing with that, and it's like bearing all, really, and being vulnerable and not being harsh within your, like, setting your boundaries. I don't know why I'm getting that, because obviously the petals, it's like there's not a lot of harshness here, even though there's boundaries. And then the deceit before it, it's like you're coming into quite it's like a soft energy, it's a softer energy. So then I pulled Restore and Replenish, and that made me think of, like, she's replenished, she's like it made me think of like inside the mind and like all of that abundance. She's vulnerable here. She's also obviously gone through a lot of change and pain, but it's like coming out of that energy now. It's like you've done all that work, you're coming out of that darkness. You understand, even though your environment around you, wherever it is around you that's maybe causing you conflict or whatever, that can now be transformed. And I looked at the book for this and I wanted to read it out. You're in need of something so much deeper than rest. You need restoration, replenishment and revival. This will not necessarily come from lying about somewhere, taking a moment out of your day, which is stagnation, which I got before. So that's like the healing before. Maybe you've gone through a process of being very stagnant, healing, being very hermit mode, being very on your own, and now you're being called to like step out and like that's the new change that's needed. That's the new revitalization that you need. So this will not, so wait, let me read this again. You're in need of something so much deeper than rest. You need restoration, replenishment, and revival. This will not necessarily come from lying about somewhere, taking a moment out of your day or evening activities. You're more likely to gain what you need by breaking with your routine completely and doing something different, surrounding yourself with new environments, surrounding yourself with new people, okay? You need some variety, some spice, black pepper, right? Inspiration, the salamander, black pepper, not like, that's like a nice little bit of like spice to add, but it's not too spicy. It's like just, yeah, spicing it up a bit. So you need to bring some fresh energy in, and that can come from new people. You could be going to like having new hobbies and stepping outside your comfort zone, surrounding yourself with people that are more aligned with you, having more celebration, like going out and just, yeah, having more harmony in those situations. You need to restore and revive yourself by changing the usual flow of energy through your being. You could stimulate this process by going to a different place, meeting different people, and taking different action to what you would usually do. You can return to your regular routine in time if it feels good for you. However, it is now time to move without pushing yourself beyond what's known, comfortable, and familiar. The ocean, waves. You need to go with the waves. If you're resisting that, or even if you're thinking of water, because ocean's just water, and ocean is very flowing, it's not stagnant. It goes with the flow. It's a very expansive energy, and it can be dark and it can be light. Yeah, there's something that's like really weighing heavy on you. You've done a lot of work, because there's 10 of Wands. She's got a lot of baggage here, but it's like you've done a lot of work on your journey, right? But you need to walk away from something. You have needed to walk away from something that has been stagnant. It's 4 of Cups is stagnant energy. It's like being bored of what the heck's going on, but you're not seeing like this thing that's coming. It's this beautiful cup. It's this beautiful opportunity, the moon, because you've gone to the depths. There's the ocean there. You've gone to the depths, right? You've done a lot of releasing. There's the full moon, and now you can feel more free, and the wheel's going to spin more in your favor here and bring you more opportunities, because you've done that work. You've done that work. But also it's making me think she's stepping out her comfort zone. It's like taking a chance. She's taking a chance here. I wish I brought more cards with me out of your card. There's safety. It's like you need to come out of that safety net. And see, it's funny, I went down the stairs before I started filming this reading, and my brother had the TV on, and it was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which I was speaking in one of the last readings I did, and it was the part where they basically break Sirius Black out of this prison and they fly in the hippogriff, and it's this freeing moment. And I did a reading about escaping, basically like leaving the birdcage, and I'm pretty sure I spoke about Sirius Black in one of the last readings, and it was like, this may be darker part of yourself, this shadow, this side of yourself, or even that hidden part of yourself you don't want to reveal. It's like, now it's stepping out. Now it's like coming out of the safety zone. It's coming out of its boundaries and restriction and like breaking free. And I love how all of the readings align, because each one's different, and it's like almost like a little journey of that we're going on here. So 2 seconds. Okay, interesting. I just opened this after I said that. Is it the turn of events? The wheel, the turn of events. There's the dark and the light here. Light and the dark on the other side. The moon is the dark and the light as well. Being comfortable with the shadow. And 10 of Wands is like heavy energy as well. But she's like, she's coming at the bottom of the hill now. It's like, you've gained all this experience and yeah. So listen, one of the shining qualities that heroes possess, and I opened this right after talking about Sirius Black, right? Black, dark, darker energy. The shadow. He's like a really like beautiful cat. People love that character, right? And I don't know if you've seen Harry Potter, so like hopefully my explanation of this is going to make sense. Anyway, one of the shining qualities that heroes possess is a willingness to be educated by all things. They learn from the most impressive variety of people and experiences. The wise and the foolish, the obvious and the inconceivable, the living and the dead, the things they love and the things they hate, children and animals. And the children and animals and the voluble energetics of nature, all the thumpings and all the bounties they earn from the world. Everything nourished him, Henry Miller once said of Goethe. Heroic people also understand that calls are not just inner experiences, passions, dreams, symptoms, but also outer. It's like bringing that internal to the outer, stepping out and shining and going, here it is, right? And the Restore and Replenish card was like, step out your comfort zone. It's not about the regeneration and staying in the shell. It's like coming out, okay? These come to us from the world and from the events in our lives, and whether they fling themselves at us like fastballs or follow us around and rub up against us like stray cats, they too require a response. We too act heroically if we attempt to see the morals in the stories, the bones through the flesh. The events themselves, which may appear so ordinary, can take on the contours of signs if we give them meaning, and we do so when we pay attention to them. We look at what direction they're coming from and going in, who is caught up in them along with us, and how they're timed. We look for subtleties. We look for subtitles, listen for voiceovers, notice if insights detonate in our heads, and if we ignore them. Chances are that sooner or later we'll be brought back to remembering that we ignored them. Too often we travel on cruise control and the events of our lives flick by like white lines on the freeway, their lessons lost on us. Interesting. Expect that through the right lens. Oh, right, okay. Wow. The things that happen to us are, I'm just going to read the whole thing. The things that happen to us are kind of feedback, and interpreting this feedback is critical to knowing how to proceed. While working at a former job, I was so eager for feedback that I once made the following proposal to my boss, one I was certain he would accept. I was willing to take $1,000 a year cut in pay if he would agree to give me a 15-minute feedback session every 2 weeks. To my astonishment, and later my disgust, he declined, even after I presented him with studies showing that employees perform better with regular feedback. It was one in a long line of indignities that propelled me to leave that job and taught me a few things about the failures of leadership and imagination. Enter each day, Sam Keen instructs in Hymns to an Unknown God, with the expectation that the happenings of the day may contain a clandestine message addressed to you personally. Expect omens, epiphanies, casual blessings and teachers who unknowingly speak to your condition. Expect that through the right lens, all our encounters will appear full of thunderbolts and instruction. Every bush will be a burning bush. Such encounters may include an offer to collaborate with someone on a project that draws you in an entirely new direction. Maybe that's what you're going to be getting. A sudden crisis that calls on powers you don't realise you possess, but whose time has come. When a Japanese monk visited writer Gretel Ehrlich after she had been struck by lightning, he said to her, "You have always been so strong. Now is the time for you to learn about being weak." The loss of a job that pushes you over the edge you've been peering at for years. An illness or accident that reminds you of what really matters. The change your partner's going through, getting back into the job market, going back to school, struggling with disease, retiring, desiring more closeness or less. That becomes your own change because your partner's call automatically requires a response from you. A chance meeting with a stranger that sparks something in you. some harrowing challenges imposed on you, something you witness that changes what you believe in or how you live. It could be a tragedy. Interesting. In whatever form these signal events come to us, they often seem to indicate a conspiracy, a breathing together, a way in which events on the outside and the inside work together and match each other. The event and our state of mind at the time become like the two eyepieces of a binocular microscope. They are both looking at the same subject and the same truth. If there's no match, there's probably no meaning and no call. Or maybe the soul, like a shipwrecked sailor, uses every resource at hand to speak to us, shaking the world like a fruit tree in order to drop seeds into our lives. Sometimes they take and sometimes they don't. The events may reveal to us a bigger plan, or they may just undo the plans we've already made. They can be subtle or a slap in the face. So, yeah. Rather than taking, right, it's like you're noticing things a lot more here, or that is a little message for you to try and take note of all of the happenings in your world around you, and rather than like looking at it like that's hurting me or that's harming me, or like that guy's a dick for doing this, that, the other thing, or I'm being pushed out my environment and fuck this, fuck that, look at it and go, okay, what's this trying to teach me? What is this teaching me about my internal world, my own mind, what I have come through on this journey? Is there anything coming up that, like, we have lessons that repeat and repeat and repeat, and it's like when you finally break that cycle, it's incredible. So I'll give you an example of what, okay, feeling free, the sun illuminating, beautiful energy. I'll give you an example. So I actually had, so this energy before is quite interesting. So someone came to me with an offer of something, and there was something that sat in my body that didn't feel comfortable, and usually I would ignore that and just go, I am overthinking. But I listened to that and I was like, I'm feeling that for a reason. So we always have to tap into our body. How is my body feeling? Because we often ignore it, and that's the biggest call. So I spoke to my friends who are also really into energy work and that sort of thing, and you know, building our intuition and stuff, and I spoke to them and we kind of had this chat, and I had a lot of meditation, and I kept getting signs in my external world that they started to come in, that my doubts were correct. So I then was like, no, I'm not going to do that thing. And my friend said, and I said, I usually would have ignored that and thought it was crazy, but I'm glad I did. She was like, well, you've just broken a cycle. But I wouldn't have been able to do that had I not had multiple things happen where there was conflicts in my life before, or things, or deceit in my life before. So, fascinating. So the Sun card, she's also stepping out into, look how similar these are. It's like stepping out into that joy. And like, as well, looking at the culmination of the dark and the light, or the bad and the good, the all, and just being grateful of firstly having insight and maybe pre-warning about something, or having a positive attitude towards the negatives that steer us in different directions in our lives. It's like having that gratitude. Can allow more, I don't know, it's hard to explain what I'm getting here. It's really hard. It's like, because I don't like to, like, it's showing the whole spectrum of human emotion. It's good to feel bad and sad and crap. It's not like, it doesn't feel nice, and it's awful, and all hardship is really painful, and I've gone through my fair share of it. But like each time you do, like, gain a little bit more strength and resilience. It's just, it's part of this human journey. It's the part of the full spectrum of human emotion. I'm going to read the Ocean card because you'll know what I mean. The power of the ocean's unmatched. To step into its salty water is to step into the unknown. By its sheer volume, the ocean represents the unconscious, all that's beyond our understanding. We cannot live within the ocean, we cannot claim it, manage it, or own it. It rejects our every attempt to dominate nature. We can't change it, right? We can't play God in that sense. Yet, amid its overwhelming power, it calls to us, inspires and invigorates our life on land. It dissolves the little us into the big us. When the energy of the ocean is present, there's always change. There is change stirring that's beyond any change you've known before. The ego must dissolve. The saline swells work on your every cell, your fibres, your deepest underlying beliefs. Like Aphrodite, we rise from the ocean's froth, a new being. Life is change. Let the waves crash. Study waves, touch their surface, get in the water. No matter where you live, each drop is part of the whole. The ocean is in every single tear. And think about water in general, like all the different types of water, and that's just like all the different types of human experiences. There's different types of emotion. There's sad tears, there's happy tears. It's just, yeah, the ocean displays every emotion without shame. To witness its glassy, moonlit surface and its unforgiving storms is to know the full spectrum of the human experience. You know, that's the thing. We live in a society where it's like people want to look perfect, and we're kind of there's a fear of being vulnerable and intimate with like our truth and stepping out of that comfort zone. But like actually, through your pain and your hardship, like that can be a beacon of light for people, and that can be really encouraging for others. I'm gonna get more cards, bear with me. I've got my legs, been sitting on a like with my legs crossed for ages. We get 3 more cards, or maybe more cards, I don't know, but I'm liking this energy. I'm liking it. It's nice. This is nice. It's nice. It's nice. Sorry. It's nice energy. It feels strong. It feels it's exciting. And yeah, it's good energy. This is nice energy. So what else? Did you have any questions? Is there anything else you want to share? Spirit? Card? Oh, funny. I brought a Pocahontas to the last reading, I'm pretty sure, as well. And they are like, it's funny. Finding the abundance, finding the abundance in the pure existence of the world, and just what the world is and what nature is, and just looking at the abundance in this form rather than other form, because okay, this sounds crazy, like the way I'm explaining this, but it'll make sense in a minute. When in Pocahontas, you've got the colonizers are going over and they want to dig for gold, but Pocahontas and their tribe are like, we don't have gold, we don't know what gold is. She thinks gold is corn, right? And it's like the way they view abundance, the way you view abundance is different. Where everyone views abundance is different, and success is different. So trying to get out of the societal norms of what abundance truly is. Interesting. Okay, expect powerful change. We already said this. There's transformation energy. Powerful change. The corn and the lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. I said this, when there's abundance and wealth within, and when you share that, it reflects in the external. Okay, don't know why I'm getting that. I'm going to read from the book, The Corn. Where's the book? Also, this apple on this card's cut in half. It's like revealing the internal world to the external world. Corn represents the mother of sustenance and tangible abundance. This symbol represents material prosperity in the world of form that provides stability and sustenance to many. There is more than enough. You planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked very hard. And even in moments when you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the corn comes to honour this and show you a bountiful harvest. This is the time to reap the rewards of your hard work and trust. Whether those rewards are financial or the kind of prosperity measured in quality rather than quantity. You are so blessed when this symbol appears. Don't forget to share your good fortune. And that's the same. They're basically the same card from different decks. They're enjoy growth, reap rewards. Enjoy the growth and transformation you have gone through. And you've gone through some really dark, difficult times. But it's like the gift of that is this new abundance, these new opportunities that are coming, because new opportunities came up. Restore and replenish. You've done that replenishing, you've done that kind of grounding, that healing, that crying, that feeling that shit, that going through that shadow. And it's like you've not been able to, you need to you've needed to dive into that ocean, like going deep into how you're feeling, dive in to get to the point where you can see the rewards that gives you. And now you've been called to step out of that, to go out your routine, step out your comfort zone, or step into that light and just shine, because that's like victory. But it's also like, look, it's like she's standing on a stage and there's all these hands. It's like standing out, not being afraid and keeping it in. Okay? Wow. They're good omens anyway. And you got the Sun card, happiest card in the fucking deck. Standing out, shining bright, and that's like ultimate happiness. I just got because you're protected. 9 of Wands. Look, she's standing there, she's shining, but you've got this protection, this barrier, and it's like, that is the culmination of, firstly, all the experiences you've gone through, all the lessons you've learned, but also spirit. Yeah, you're protected. 4 of Pentacles. Look at that. It's like, that's protection. That's like you're cared for. It's, yeah. There's a lizard again. King of Wands. I'm getting like being called, it's like shining light on illusion here, because 7 of Cups is illusion, which is the mask, right? It's like, their line is confidence as well, and standing out. The King is like the leader. It's like, by doing that, are you going to be helping others to break down their own illusions? When you stand up and you shine and you show this, it's like other people recognize it. Other people recognize the energy, and then it's like kind of like a call to action. Oracle. Are you the Oracle? And that doesn't need to be like a spiritual sense, or like, it can be in any aspect. It's like if you're in, I don't know, maybe you do art or whatever it is that you do. Maybe just standing up for telling the truth. Maybe you're in a workplace where people are kind of like just like doing as they're told, and kind of like yeah, robotic, not really like questioning the authority. It's like, well, someone's questioned this authority, stood up, stood out, and it's dissolved this illusion and encourages others to do so. Wise one. Yeah. The crone, it has experience, she's wise. There's a wisdom here. Yeah. And is there anything else? Whoa. No, I don't think there is. I think that's it. I think that's everything. That was a lovely, lovely reading. That's really exciting energy. That's really exciting. We like that. I was worried it was going to be that was stuck under something. Like I didn't even pull that out. It was like under something over here. And the deck's over here. I didn't even see that come out. Be fearless and stand strong. That came out in the last, one of the last readings. I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that, but don't be scared. Be brave. Look how similar these are. Show up. Show up. Show up. Show up. Don't harm it. Show up. Don't miss the call. Show up. Anyway, I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, night whenever you're watching this. Apologies if this kept wobbling throughout the video. I need to have a check, see how it is. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This was a beautiful energy. Have a great day. Mwah. Thank you.